what's up with our Wi-Fi. Okay.
Well, let's walk over there and see if we can find better Wi-Fi.
Well, let's just see if other people come back now and if this works or not. We will try. We are back on live. Hello, everybody. We are back.
There.
Okay, there.
Yeah,
yes,
press it.
I will.
You missed him again.
I got it.
There he is.
I got it. We are going to Flavortown right now. Oh, come on.
Okay.
Can wait. Hello. What's going on?
That's my son Ryder. I had to call him off the basketball court to come help me. Thanks, Knox. Sorry about that. What a hot mess.
Oh man, it's all good. It's all worth it.
So listen. We're on the wrong guy to be on the end of the technological event, and I'm sending messages. I don't know how to get in touch with you. Anyhow, thanks for having me, you guys, and thanks for all the great plug on what we're doing with the Restaurant Employee Relief Fund. It's there's not a lot we can do right now when we're trapped in this type of situation, but there are a lot of people that don't get to have the opportunity that we're all having, and boy, the restaurant industry's been hit hard. So I appreciate all the insight and all the info, and very nice to see you. It has been such a long time. It was 15 years ago that we were having dinner down in Santa Monica. I was down there. I don't know what I was shooting, some show, or maybe it was right when I was getting ready to shoot shows. But wow,
you hadn't started doing your shows yet. You hadn't started, and I was saying you were so inspiring to Christopher, who was interested in that. But let me talk a little bit, Guy, so tell us about the Relief Fund. We've been talking about it. Who's eligible for it? I know it opens up today. And why did you want to do it, and how do people take advantage of it?
Well, I'll tell you, I've been in the restaurant business my whole life. That's all I've ever done, and it's all I really know. I know a little bit about the TV thing now, but you know, the restaurant business is such an interesting place. Everybody wants to be in it. Everybody loves it. You go to restaurants, you got all your milestones in your life in restaurants, and no one would ever think, and me included, that the restaurants would ever close. Vegas would ever close. But these are places that are living on the day-to-day. I mean, they're living the cash, the cash reserves are a week or two. Not all of them, but on the average. And a lot of the employees are working, paycheck to paycheck. And you've got a lot of people that are working multiple restaurant jobs to take care of their family or go to school or whatever it may be. So there's a lot of people that don't have the cash reserves to make it. And now we have tens of thousands of restaurants that are closed and 3 million plus employees that are without jobs. And the idea was, how can we help? Of course, I'd love to see people do more takeout and do more delivery of restaurants. And eventually we're going to turn this corner and get back to eating out. But in the meantime, we have a lot of people that need some love, need some support. And you can make a donation to RERF.US, which is the Restaurant Employee Relief Fund. And we've raised, wait for it, as of last night, Coca-Cola helped push us over the $10 million mark. So we raised $10 million in less than a week. And my goal is 100 million. Everybody tells me those are little lofty goals, but listen, you got to have dreams. But we raised a lot of money, and this morning is when we opened up on the website to give the $500 grants to the employees. And we had a fantastic problem of crashing the website because there was so much business. But the great thing is we had a lot of people going onto the website to make donations, a lot of people registering to get that grant. And you know what? It's not going to save every situation, but it is definitely going to make an impact and make people feel better. And we're doing something. We're moving the needle in the positive direction.
So just to go, well, first off, Guy, thank you so much for coming on with us. We really appreciate it. We're big fans of you.
This is my first time, by the way, just so you know. I've never done this. I've done a lot. I've learned Zoom. I've learned WebEx, FaceTime. Of course, we've all done. But this is my first Instagram Live, so. Okay,
well, you're doing great so far. Some people are saying if you don't move around because it'll help with the Wi-Fi. So some people missed out on what you said, so I'm going to it's okay. I'll recap.
You ask a guy like me to stand still. This is about as still as I can make it.
So you mentioned the RERF.US is the website for everybody that was wondering what Guy just had talked about. And he has already raised over $10 million just in the first, it launched today, right?
Well, it launched today. We started it last week. The planning, it's been 1 week exactly from the beat. No, actually, it's been 10 days. We started planning it last week, really got to the nuts and bolts on it about Thursday of last week, got the name together, got the website together. We have great partners. I mean, my partners in this are the big National Restaurant Association Educational Foundation. They're the ones we went to. First, we went to the California Restaurant Association with Jacques Condi. And John said, absolutely, we can do this. And then we all started talking and said, we need to go to a national level on this. So Pepsi jumped right on. Uber Eats jumped right on. Cargill jumped right on. We've just had so many fantastic people get involved with this. And it's not just the money today. It's the awareness, but it's also remembering and recognizing that when these restaurants get back up and running, you know, these are all the people that helped carry them through these dark times. So right. It's been, it's been awesome. I mean, awesome when it's not awesome, right. But the best it can be.
No, it's been amazing to watch you do that. I think that we've always wanted to try to talk with people each and every day that are using their platform, using their expertise in their field, whether that's with your restaurants and business and everything, to help other people and to give back. Another thing we'd really like to talk to people about is how they're shifting. We know that you do own multiple restaurants. You have licensing agreements with a lot of it through this time right now.
I lost you partway through that, probably because you guys were moving around in it, which it kills the Wi-Fi.
I mentioned we know you have multiple restaurants and you have licensing agreements and everything. You have television shows. How are you shifting your model right now? How are you navigating through this kind of weird economic time with your restaurants? Are you guys trying to do more delivery, more takeout? Are you just, what is it you're doing?
See, I put the phone on something. I don't have to hold it. See, I'm really learning about all this stuff. Ryder's over here telling me, put the phone somewhere. You know, the first thing that's most important is just being cool about it and staying calm and trying to offer support and love and recognition and, you know, communication. Communication's a big thing. So all of that, that's the ground, that's the base model. After that, I'm just trying to remind everybody, it's going to get better. You know, we're in the toughest time right now, and, you know, we've got a few more weeks and it's really going to continue to, you know, be difficult, but we're going to get through this. And we are one of the strongest countries, or the strongest country in the world, and have phenomenal infrastructure and a wonderful ability to communicate. And there's so many things that other times and cultures didn't have. So for me, that's where I'm trying to always put my mind and stay in the positive. On the other side of it with the business, you know, I'm in a good position where I can shoulder a bunch of this. That's why the interest was to take care of the team members, and particularly the team members that are hourly. And I think that a lot of the messages that we're sending out by the donations being made, and by $10 million being in the coffers right now, and by people having a place that they can go to request money and request assistance. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm not a good one to sit back and just take it. I have to go and do something about it. And we're doing a lot of it. We're up at our ranch here in Northern California. We have 500 acres, and we don't get a chance to be up here this time of year. So both of my kids are sharing the jobs of gathering brush and herding goats. We have a lot of goats. We do organic farming. So we have 400. I'll show you a great picture of goats. We have 400 goats, and they just had the kids. So we're moving goats, and it's a gigantic hot mess, but in a good way.
I just want to say, Guy, a lot of people are saying that they've gone on the website and that it not only that it crashed, but they're having trouble getting anybody to access them. I guess that's because they've had so many people go on. What's your advice to people who are saying?
Well, I mean, we went to the best. It's funny, someone just wrote, Trump is on. I know. I am a positive energy guy, and I'm a very big fan of our country, and I love to see that we're not in this. That for a little while we've taken a break of everybody going at each other, and you know, I'll tell you what it is. We had 4 million hits last night. Wow. Getting ready for this morning, 4 million. So I got to be honest with you. I knew we were moving the needle. I didn't know it was going to turn into that. So even the National Restaurant Association, who are a sharp group of people who've been doing an outstanding job in this partnership, I think they were a little surprised. It's supposed to be up and better and getting cleared out, and things are being taken care of. But I don't think that you saw how technically advanced I am not. And they're definitely not calling me for advice on how we should handle the the NRA website crash. So it's I think it'll get turned out. And here's what I want to tell you. My dad and I were having a talk about it this morning about the money, and he says, keep pushing, and 10 million's great, but I said, don't worry, I'm not backing off. But I want to remind everybody, of course, if we do the numbers 3 million and we do the numbers $10 million, no, that doesn't mean $500 for everybody. Well, what it does mean is that we're making a movement and we're getting towards it, and we'll continue to raise money, and we'll continue to get money out to people that need it. And I mean, the goal is, of course, to make sure everybody gets their check. But right now, it's going to be as much as we can raise and as fast as we can get it out.
Yeah, I think that's the goal. So I just want to repeat it. It's RERF.us. They know
Exactly.
they know they had trouble. They know it crashed. They're working on their end to get it back up to service you. So they're aware of the problems, and they're getting it up to work as quickly as they possibly can. Guy was saying, some people said Guy doesn't have good internet connection. That's because he's up in Northern California with the goats. So I am
as far away from internet connection. We have to get our internet from a satellite, and it doesn't give a lot of support. Trust me, it's fun. Ryder, our youngest, who's in 8th grade, he has to do his homework, and I've always hear him complaining about the internet. He doesn't complain much when he can't get it because he just can't do my homework, I guess.
Oh yeah, I know that they always complain. He always complains about the internet too. Yeah, but all of a sudden when they don't want the internet, then which is rare. So Guy, I want to just say, I think people are like, how do you keep your upbeat attitude during this time when so many people are struggling, when people who work for you are struggling, when you see this demand for help, when you see the unemployment figures that came out? How do you keep your own optimism up?
Well, I mean, again, there's two choices. Which end of the deal you want to be on? You want to be the pessimist or the optimist? And I don't know any pessimism in this situation that's going to benefit. And optimism is we've had a chance to see this coming, and we've got some position on it of handling it versus it being so widespread, so quick that we didn't get to see it even coming. We have a great infrastructure, probably better than most countries, with the ability to work through the situation. We have great ability to communicate. We have a lot of people that really care. We've got a lot of folks that are fighting really hard for this. So I think if you have to take this, is the glass half empty or the glass half full? I got to take the glass as half full. But by all means, do I think we're out of it? No. Do I think it's going to get more difficult? Yes. Do I think that I'm being, that I'm not aware of it? No, I'm completely aware of it. But I think that when you're looking at people and you got to go fight through a battle, what do you want to hear? Well, hopefully we make it. No, we're going to make it. We're going to do it. We're going to go. We're going to make this work, and hopefully we learn from it. That's the one thing I've been trying to tell my sons is this is not the last we're going to see of something of this magnitude in our lifetime. And so let's just become more resilient as a family, as a community, as a country to deal with these types of things. And I think that everybody's digging deep right now. Someone said, about money, about, $10. To somebody who doesn't have $10, that $10 makes a big difference. I think everybody getting involved right now is making about these Zoom or these Instagram chats, all this positive energy, all this connection, just reaching out to people that may be having a hard time. That's huge. I don't know. I just have to take a positive approach versus a negative. And that just seemed to work for me.
No, that's completely true. And I think that everybody that we've talked with on these daily Instagram lives have all had that same kind of mentality to have the optimism, because there's always two ways to look at everything. That stuff happens to you or it happens for you. And how can you make the best out of every single kind of situation is the best way to think. You talk about spending so much time right now with your sons. You're getting to be on your ranch. You're herding cattle. You're doing all these things. What's life for you right now? I mean, it sounds like you're out in the abyss somewhere. So what's going on in your world?
Well, I was just sitting at the table having my lunch and answering some business questions, and my wife said, "Aren't you supposed to be out there working?" I said, "I am working. I'm on the, But no, we got a lot that the fire season up here in Northern California is devastating, as we all know, and what we've dealt with the last few years. And so we're trying to take a real proactive approach while we're here and we have the time trying to gather brush. Just the brush on the ground becomes a big problem when a fire hits, because that's what really, that's what burns and catches so quickly. So doing that, having a very interesting time. We're not here typically this time of year. So with Ryder and dealing with the baby goats right now, there's some goats that don't get the attention from the mother. And so feeding the goats and watching that interaction. But it's awesome. These are the times that, when do you get to spend it? When was the last time you did a puzzle? When was the last time you did a 1,000-piece puzzle? Oh, they wrote me into that. Oh, I got such a headache trying to figure out what a part went. And then to hear that people have a puzzle that's all clear piece puzzle. Yeah. And my writer's like, let's get that one. I'm like, you can count me out of that. But we've caught up on a lot of shows that we love. We just had the big finale of our show, Tournament of Champions, that we did, which was awesome. Congratulations to Chef Brooke Williamson for winning it. Hope I didn't spoil that for anybody that's waiting to watch. But no, a lot of great meetings, a lot of great powwows. We were just with our team from Discovery. Discovery does a big town hall meeting, and so we just were on with 10,000 of the team members talking about all the efforts that are being made around the world with Discovery, and all the efforts to keep communication and keep good television coming out. So listen, without question, I'm not bored, and I have a book that I want to read, but I haven't touched it yet.
Let me ask you guys, several people are asking, is today the only day to apply for grants?
No.
How long will this stay open?
No, and you know what, Maria, I'm so excited that people are asking questions about it, or people tuned into it. And I asked a bunch of my buddies that are chefs, that are employers, for some of their team members that may not have that are not as technically advanced as I am. Please send messages to them and let them know about the website. It's going to be ongoing. And matter of fact, Discovery just said in our town hall meeting that they're going to be doing a money match with all of their team members from Discovery for the next 60 days. So we're going to be pushing and trying to continue to raise money this entire time. So like I said to folks, you go, you sign up, you do this, and if by chance you don't get your check, please hold tight. As fast as we get the money in, we're going to be pushing the money out. And hopefully we'll continue to beat this drum and encourage folks to make this very needed donation. I'll remind you one other thing is that 100% of the donations go to the employees. 100%. There will be no administration fees, no off-the-top fees, nothing. Every single dollar that comes in goes out, because as we all know, and we've dealt with enough donations ourselves, is that sometimes there's fees to run the charity, which is very natural and very necessary, because nobody can't do it all for free. But in this situation, the National Restaurant Association has the infrastructure to help take the money in and get the money out. But so 100% of the donations will go directly to the employees. It was a big deal.
Speaking of the kind of, that first off, that is amazing. And it's, I'm sure, so appreciative of, all the different employees out there. I'm seeing so many comments of people that are thanking you, Guy, for all of this. What's another way for people that maybe aren't in a financial situation right now to give? I know you were saying $10 matter, $5 matter, anything matters, but a lot of people have been wondering how else they can help. They know with this whole coronavirus, staying at home is being of great help, but specifically to restaurant employees and restaurant owners, small business owners, what are some other suggestions that you have? We talked about doing curbside pickups or delivery. Is there anything else you could recommend for people to support their local businesses?
Well, most of these restaurants have their own Facebook and website, and they have all these different ways that you can contact them on social media. And you know what? Send them a message. Tell them how much you miss them. Tell them how much you're going to come back to their restaurant when they open. Some of these folks are going to be holding on with a shoestring. Some are not going to have the chance to come back. There's going to be all types of individual fundraising efforts. But I think just in the positive sense of things, send them a message. And if you can, share their message on your social media about this restaurant. Maybe you can't make a donation, and maybe you can't afford the curbside pickup, but you probably know, just as I do on Triple D, you probably know these places that we need to check out. Right. And I think that if we can recommend to people, hey, just so you know, this pizza shop is open. Granted, everybody's closed for indoor business, but they're open for pickup or curbside or delivery. I think that we can do a lot of our internal marketing as a community and as a family, and remind people of who's doing what business and when they're available. And I'm a chef. I cook all the time. It's my favorite thing in the world to do. I know that if my kids can find a pizza place that's within a half an hour of us that's serving pizza that we can pick up, we're going to be going there because, you know, after a while they want something different. I mean, that's the way it works. And in a lot of cities, there's probably more places available than you know.
Right. And I think that's such a great point. We talked about this yesterday of how simple a text message or a call or a direct message, anything goes to people that are in struggling situations right now, restaurateurs, owners, business people, employees. Please go out and mess types of people, and they'll greatly appreciate it. Guy, we appreciate your time so much right now. We're going to continue to spread the message of helping out small businesses and employees. Again, for everybody out there, it's RERF.US. We will post it in our stories. We will both be making a donation to help out, and we can't wait to find other ways to help you spread this message. And
I just want to thank Guy for all he does for so many organizations. This is not the first step up to the rodeo for Guy Fiore. He has helped so many organizations, helped me a lot when I was First Lady of California.
Remember when we did our garden?
I know, I remember that. And that's before you were like the big famous person that you are today. So you were doing this before you were big and famous, which I think is always a really important thing to do. This is just who you are. It's in your character. You help Best Buddies so much, and you're a really great guy. And I just wanted to say that, and have given recipes over to the Sunday paper, and just been a terrific guy. So to see what you're doing, to see the site crash, but to know that it's going to get back up, it's going to be there for so many people. You've got a lot of money in there. And even if you can't give like what Coca-Cola or whatever is doing, we can all do $10. So thank you guys so much. Go back. Thank your son for getting you on. We're so glad we were your first Instagram Live.
Well, listen, you two are doing a great job, and it's wonderful that you're taking your time. And we're going to make lemonade out of lemons. And it is difficult not to make it a light situation. There's so many people going through it in such devastating ways, but there's just a lot of good energy in this conversation, and a lot of people sharing that with us on Instagram Live. And once we get through this and we move on to another chapter, let's get back together and have a talk about Best Buddies, my most favorite charity event and charity group to work with, and amazing people. So, and we share a lot in that together. So the next time I see you, we'll be talking about a whole nother group of people that we can get involved with and help.
And maybe you can teach me how to cook one day.
That is a given, sister. Anytime.
Oh,
anytime.
Me too. I'll definitely be there for that one.
Maybe that's a whole show. Teaching people who don't know how to cook how to cook.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you, Guy. God bless you. Keep up the good work. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay.
I really wish he showed up on the Instagram Live in his famous red car, but
it was so great that we were his very first Instagram Live. I thought it was so cute that he had to go and get his kid. Wait, there's a question from your brother. Yes. Any good meals to cook for all the new stay-at-home cooks?
That's good. We didn't get to unfortunately get to any really of the questions. Guy was in a little bit of a time crunch, and we got started a little late, which is all good, but I'm sure he had to get right back to manning the grill.
He was actually in a place crunch because the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, he did not have great Wi-Fi.
He didn't have great Wi-Fi, but he made the effort, and I think it's super exciting to find out that site crashed. I mean, not that it's inspiring that the site crashed, but inspiring that the site is there, that there's so much money in there, they're going to get it up, and that they're going to be able to help so many people. Yes. Which I think is so great. So that's RERF.us. Somebody said, come on, Maria, we know you can cook. I know that's Lisa Gift. No, I can't. Well, actually, I can.
Scrambled eggs
I can a little bit. I can do more than that. Really? I can make a melted cheese wheel thing. I can do that.
A melted cheese thing, guys.
Yeah. I buy the cheese in the market, and then I put kind of those croissant things you can buy, Pillsbury croissant things. I wrap it up, and then it all melts.
Oh, someone just said, finally, it's not blurry anymore. So that's great.
Oh, well, then why was it blurry? I don't know.
I don't know.
So, but anyway, it was, I love him. And there's Philip Cook.
No Philip Cook?
I don't know him, no. But he says he's a cook. So.
No, it's probably his last name is Cook.
Well, maybe he's also a cook.
It's possible, but
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we did this the other day.
Yeah, we're not sure how it goes, but what we did was
we
requested someone random. Do you want to do?
Meaning we didn't know them. We don't know them, and that makes me very nervous. So we just
all right. So what we're gonna do right now is click someone to go live with. So if you guys want to go live, enter in, and we will choose you right now to go live.
Oh, here Amy Fish says, I've been trying that website since midnight. So Amy, he says that he knows that it's had problems. He knows that it crashed, but that they're trying to add they're trying to get it back up. They were surprised by the amount of people that asked for help and that came on. So they're going to get it up and they're getting it back online.
A risk.
And so
see if this is.
Wait, Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I always watch you on Kathy Lee Holden. Yeah, I always love you.
Thank you. That's so sweet
Well,
of
we've
you.
been doing the last few days now, having someone come on and join on our Instagram live, and
I'm actually from Connecticut.
You're from Connecticut. Well, thank you so much for watching and tuning in.
What's your name?
Yeah, Phil. Yeah.
Do you cook, Phil?
Yes, I do, actually. I do, I'm half Polish, so I make homemade pierogies, and it's always been a tradition with our family. And we do, every Christmas, we get together, and we have, pizza, we have wine, and we just get together and do that kind of stuff. So and, my nephews help, and I have 3 of them, and it's just fun. So I love doing pierogies, so that's we make homemade pierogies we do potato, cheese, and sauerkraut, so it's always fun.
That's great. Well, thank you for joining us. This is the new Hoda and Jenna. He's
Patrick and Maria.
So we're your new daily talk show.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, Phil.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it, and I hope you hang in there. I hope you're doing okay.
Yeah, I am. I felt good because I work in a grocery store. So I work for Stop and Shop.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. A guy forgot his wallet, and I paid for his groceries.
Oh, wow. Phil, let's put everybody put a emoji of clapping hands for Phil.
Phil, that's so nice of you, and I'm sure that person appreciated it. But more importantly, I think
he goes, let me call my wife and tell her that someone else paid for my groceries. So I felt really good.
You did. That's great. And we've been saying that to everybody, that one of the things you can do if you're feeling hopeless is to be helpful and to reach out and to help people.
Yeah.
And thank you for sharing that. And hopefully other people can do some nice act to someone else today. And Phil, we thank you so much for coming on here. We hope to see you tomorrow. Have a great day.
Okay.
Bye, Phil.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
That's so sweet. Oh my
That
goodness.
was great.
I love that. Wow.
We're 2 for 2 on picking good people.
Yeah, we are. We just pick completely people we don't know. And what's so great is that the people in this community are so kind. They're so loving. They're so, they're really moving humanity forward in every way with the comments that they leave, with the acts that they do. Actually, on the Sunday paper, we're going to start a once a day challenge for people to think of things that they can do once a day that bring joy to another person's life. And because everybody in that community always is trying to move humanity forward. So we're going to do that. And after we go and make our contribution to the crashed website.
We're going to go do that whenever it's back. And we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry about the internet. I don't know if that was Guy out in the jungle roaming around, or if it's because
Craig Duncan?
It might be Craig, or I think it's just because so many people are on Instagram Live this week, last week. And I mean, yesterday, all of Instagram crashed. And I think that the internet has been shoddy for everybody. So thanks for bearing with us on that. And
hopefully we're going to post it. So it was clear on our end. So hopefully when you guys get to watch it, if you didn't on our story, it's more clear. But
so God bless all of you. A lot of people asking